Hi everyone, Happy New Year to you all. I thought I'd do something a bit different today because it just feels like there's so much to talk about. So I'm going to play a bit of Cold War because I love it. But also, I think I'm just going to try and talk about my experience with the Razer Blade 15 as a long-term user. There's also so much happening at the moment in terms of mobile devices, like those 30 series NVIDIA cards, the benchmarks that have been released over the last few days. I'm actually considering upgrading soon because of that, so hopefully we'll get to talk about that.
Domination. Take the objectives. Securing Alpha.
I'm so terrible at this game.
A secure.
But yeah, I guess the question I get asked the most on the channel in the comments is, well, actually there's two. One of them is what's it like as a long-term user of a Razer Blade? And people say things like, be honest, what problems do you have? What are Razer support like? What's gone wrong? Does it overheat? All that stuff. So I answer those questions all the time, but I thought I'd just address it in a video. Sorry, I find it really hard to talk and play at the same time. Aww, that's not very nice. I'm gonna have to go and get him later. Anyway, so yeah, my experience with the Razer Blade 15 has been really positive. I've never had I haven't had a single blue screen of death crash since I've had it, and I've been using it for 2 years. And I game on it quite a lot, like sometimes several hours a day. And the first year I ran it, I wasn't even using throttlestop or anything, so the system got absolutely nailed for a year, running at 95 degrees, and I haven't had any problems. And it's handled everything I can throw at it, really. So I guess it's worth talking about the reason I bought it in the first place, which is I had two Acer Predator Triton 15s, 500s rather, with the 2080. I sent them both back because they had defective screens, really bad backlight bleed and dead pixels and things like that. So I also then went and got a Zephyrus 15, an Asus, and I had massive problems with that. The GPU was faulty, so I sent that back. And Stephen from Own or Disown, it's a channel, you should check him out actually, he's amazing at covering mobile devices, suggested that I get a Razer Blade 15. He said it's a good balance, and so I did a bit of reading. That was such a terrible shot. Oh my god. Try and edit that out later. So yeah, Stephen from Own or Disown suggested the Razer Blade. I did my own reading on it because, I've had to convince myself. So I went to Notebookcheck. It's a really good resource. But their review really convinced me that it was the laptop that offered the best balance between looking good, being well built, but also performing really well. And also something really important to me is that its fans are not very loud. So the Razer Blade 15 under load is about 45 decibels, whereas a lot of the competitors are more like 50, 60. It's a huge difference. And for me, as somebody who games in the same room as other people sometimes, don't really want my laptop to sound like it's trying to take off. So it just looked a good choice, and my user experience since having it has been exactly as per that Notebookcheck review. I'll leave a link to it in the description so you can have a look for yourself. But the other thing that attracted me was that they seem to be getting like 10% more performance out of that 2070 Max-Q than most of their competitors. And again, another comment I get on videos is, why can't I get the same performance out of my 2070 Max-Q that you can? And actually, those 20 series cards are very highly dependent on the thermal design of the chassis that they're working within. so that could explain it. But yeah, so over 2 years I've had 0 issues, no failures, no crashes, no battery problems. I really like the screen and keyboard as well. The screen is really nice and vibrant and colour accurate, and the keyboard is nice and tactile. So yeah, I'm really impressed. Sorry, I'm trying to concentrate. Yeah, have some of that. How are we losing?
Time's against us. Turn this around. Taking B. Losing Alpha.
Where did he come from? I think it's really weird that it awards you eliminations on this game when you haven't actually killed someone.
Alpha. Taking A.
I'm not going to complain. But yeah, so I've read in the press over the last week or so that there's been benchmarks of the mobile 3070 card. There's another question I get asked a lot is, should I upgrade? Should I buy this device? Should I buy that one? And at the moment I'm telling everyone to wait, because CES is taking place next week, and I think all of the big manufacturers are going to be announcing 30 series laptops. So we've just seen a leak. It was posted on Twitter a couple of days ago. Well, not a leak, a benchmark. It's a Geekbench OPENCL benchmark of the mobile 3070 card, and it's in an Omen 15, which is a thin and light chassis. So I think it's a max Q card, probably running at a maximum of 100 watts. And the scores are 100,000, 110,000, which is probably, well, it's not a gaming benchmark, but it would indicate performance similar to a desktop 2080. So, I mean, if that's true from a max Q 3070, that's a huge leap. So I'm going to be seriously considering getting hold of one when they come out.
Taking Bravo.
Yeah. Yes. Oh. This AK-47 is pretty fun. This game, it takes so long to level up weapons that I've only leveled one up, and I don't dare use anything else, because if you try and use a gun with no attachments on this game, you just get wrecked.
Taking Alpha.
I did just get this blueprint though, just because it looks so cool.
Check your
So I guess there are a few things that Razer needs to do if they want me to buy. So I think I'm gonna upgrade this year. But what I haven't decided is whether it's going to be a Razer that I go for, or whether it's going to be something else.
Losing B.
I think it'll be a Razer though. I mean, these laptops are so nice. But there are some things I'd like them to do. I'd like them to use an AMD CPU this time. I think they're better. Where's he gone? Yay! Just blow my mate up. Nice.
Care package available for tasking.
But yeah, I think an AMD CPU, but also it'd be good to have a mux switch, because we lose performance because of NVIDIA Optimus. So if you're not familiar with what that is, it basically means that we have switchable graphics. So when you're gaming, you use your GPU. When you're not gaming, you use the onboard graphics on your Intel chip. But when you are gaming, the signal runs through the onboard graphics and it creates a bottleneck, so you lose some performance. I think Jared's tech estimated that you lose something like 15%. He tested a I think it was a Zephyrus, which you
Enemy
have a
sentry
muck
turret
switch
detected in
on,
your
so you can there's a button that kind of makes the hardware switch, so it goes, your signal goes straight from your GPU to your monitor rather than through Optimus. You can switch switchable graphics off, and you get a 15% performance increase. I really hope that Razer give us that this time, because if other manufacturers do and Razer don't, it's going to be hard to buy another Razer, I think. The other thing is undervolting. I know that the 10th gen devices have been locked from undervolting, which
taking A.
I like having that kind of granular control over thermals of my device, and I can't understand. Obviously, there was the Plundervolt issue, but I know that even Plundervolt aside, some manufacturers are giving
Losing
um,
B.
giving control over undervolting
Locations locked.
in their advanced BIOS. So I'm hoping that Razer will do that. So yeah, there's three things: muck switch, AMD,
Losing A.
and undervolting, please, Razer. Otherwise, I'm pretty
Hostile
damn
sentry
happy
turret
with
active.
this.
We lost. Enemy spy plane inbound.
So anyway, let me know if you've enjoyed this different
Increased
type of
price.
video with me
Rent a
trying to
car and let's
play
go
and
home.
talk at the same time.
Losing Bravo.
And yeah, Happy New Year to you. I'm gonna stop talking now. See you in the next one.